welcome back.
Thank you. Very enthusiastic.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
10-10. Lacy McDonald back in the studio. Yeah, how was your trip?
It was good. We went to Michigan and went to the beach every day because that's a thing you can do in Michigan, even though...
How was the water?
Very cold.
I bet.
Very cold, yes.
Was it refreshing, though? Was it refreshing cold or like an ice bath cold?
It kind of depended on the beach, because if it was like Lake Michigan, it's always cold. And then some of the like ones where it's like more of a cove kind of deal where the water is shallower and can warm up a little bit, then it was more refreshing.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had fun.
Thanks.
What'd you write about?
I wrote about Cordelia Jones, who was a pianist who lived in Alton. And
I knew her.
You knew her?
Yeah.
You were older than you look, CJ.
A lot of carrots.
And in the early 1900s, and then she went on the vaudeville circuit more briefly than she originally planned to, but she was on break from that when this article.
What's vaudeville?
Vaudeville is like the shows that they took around with different performers that would play it, like it would be like at the Grand or at theaters where they weren't playing movies, they were playing like different acts. Oh. So I don't know if you remember when we talked about the radio show that happened at the theater in St. Louis. That was the kind of thing, like they'd have like dancers and singers and people playing instruments, like just little acts to create a bigger show. So that's kind of what vaudeville was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and now was she a pretty big vaudevillist?
She was really big in Alton. I don't know how big she got on the vaudeville circuit because she only did.
Is that the proper term?
Vaudevillist?
I feel like that's kind of proper.
I have no idea. You
wouldn't say vaudevillain.
No, I would probably say vaudeville performer, but vaudevillist is probably fine. And I mean, there aren't any now, so you can.
Mine has a little bit of flair to it.
Yeah.
Like I would rather have my business card say vaudevillist than vaudeville performer. I feel like it's like a promotion, like you're like the manager of vaudeville performers.
Oh, yeah.
When you're a vaudevillist.
It's one word.
Wine connoisseur.
Well, and then it can be sommelier.
Yeah, that's true. See?
And that's the more, boom, yeah.
Taken care of.
Yeah. So just put it on your business card and then you can do it.
I need to get more business cards. I always like just drop them off in various spots.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I get signed up for all these. Like I have had literally, I can show you my phone, like 8,000 spam calls the last 4 days. No idea. I think it's because I just leave them around everywhere and I put my personal cell phone number on them because, you know, that's what you always do. I've always been told to do it. And, it's been fun. It's been a really great experience.
Yeah.
Back to Lacy.
Back to vaudeville. She was only, I need to look up the dates. Okay, so she left Alton for Hollywood in August 1924. If it was 2024, you could know her.
You're right.
1924. And so she was playing all over the country, and then she came home for 2 weeks to visit her family in July, obviously. Well, not obviously, because now it's August, but I wrote this in July. July of 1925, so about a year. And she ended up not going back to the vaudeville circuit because her younger brother, was sick when she was visiting.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
What a good lady.
Yeah, but then he died a couple months later, and he was only 44, but she did get to spend time with him before he died.
Well, I'm glad that she was, I mean, that's just a sad ending to her career. I mean, honestly, like that really is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Well, and now was it pretty like, did people try to meet her when she came back into town? How did?
Oh, she was playing at all the parties for like 20 to 30 years. She died, when did she die? She died in... Oh, did I not put it in here? She died in 1930. It's in my sources because I had her obituary in there. She died in 1930. She was only 48.
Wow.
But maybe you're... Anyway, she only died a couple years after that. But from when she was 17 until when she died at 48, she was playing in Alton. So at the end, she was in really bad health and was only doing, I think like a year before she died is when she stopped performing. But even then, she was still doing smaller sort of events. But in her heyday, I mean, she was playing on the steamboats. She was playing at Western Military Academy. She was playing all over, like, Alton, Wood River, Springfield, Carlinville. Like I found stuff about her.
It's incredible.
In a ton of different newspapers. She was a really good pianist, and then she would bring in other orchestra pieces for like bigger shows, dance shows, all that. And then Scott Joplin came to Alton to visit her in 1906. So I mean, she was known around for her work.
What would your vaudeville performance be? Would you be a jack of all trades? Because they call her a one-man band, you know. And see, I feel like I would be like the heckler, where I would just go and heckle the crowd.
Oh,
that would be my
okay.
like I would just Don Rickles it up. I think that's what I would do. The material's right in front of you.
I don't think I think I need something that was prepared in advance. I'm not good on the spot for that kind of thing. I would think of fun stuff to say later.
And I run very fast.
Make sure there was security right at the front.
Yep.
Do your bit and leave.
Well, see, and that's what VIP would be in front of the security, so you had a quicker chance of getting me. You know what I'm saying? So there'd be an incentive, you know?
See, you're always thinking about this.
I am
always
a very
thinking about
cunning businessman, you know?
Man, I did ballet and jazz for my like whole childhood, so maybe something dance related. No, but I don't know.
I think you could rock it. I think
Thanks.
so. Now, where did they live?
Oh, where did they live?
Like, where did her? Yeah,
they lived. Well, shoot, I think I put it in here. On Easton Street. Her parents lived on Easton Street. I don't have the address, but Connie was her brother. Connie lived at her parents' house. She lived at her parents' house when she was here, I think, for the most part. And their names were Louis and Jenny Jones. And they died after their children, which is always so sad.
It is very sad. You know, also, I didn't realize this, and maybe you did while I was preoccupied, is that she was, an African-American, and she was performing across the color line. That's really interesting. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't think that would be very frequent back then.
Yeah, actually, that's something that I'm glad you brought up, because not only was that really interesting, but it wasn't mentioned a lot because everybody, I guess, kind of knew. Like in the article, Cordelia Jones, like when the article about her coming home for a visit, it didn't mention at all that she was African American. And other things did. And I knew that because we had her as one of the people that was portrayed in Vintage Voices a couple years ago. So if you're interested in seeing that, there's a link to the film from that.
I just wanted to point out,
yeah,
I misread that link, and I was like, wait, it says from one of her 2020 performances. I didn't realize that this was a portrayal. I'm like, man, I did know her, you know, but
that is confusing.
No,
well, I had the actress.
You just have to read.
Well, you have to read carefully.
You know what I think?
No skimming my articles.
Do you know what I think's amazing is that we'll put an article up on Facebook, and someone will ask we'll put an event up, like an event article.
Yeah.
And my favorite comment is, so when is it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can click on that little picture there, you press on it, and then it brings you to this whole new thing. It's like something called our website. It's like amazing.
And if you have trouble with computers, you can come to the library and we can help you with that.
You guys are too nice. You guys are just too...
But yeah, going back to that, she I don't know if it was her start, because she was already doing a lot of performances in the area, but she helped raise money during the Alton school case lawsuits. So she performed at events to raise money to help the Bibb family and the other people that were working to fight school segregation that happened in 1897. So not only was she performing across the color line, but she was very actively performing for like Black community events that fought against segregation. So not only was she performing at lots of different places, but people were still hiring her, knowing that this was part of what she was doing, I guess. Which I find really interesting, because it wasn't that she had to like keep that a secret or like not acknowledge race, if that makes sense. Like, she was still staying true to herself, I think. and was still successful.
Well, and see, that's what I find really fascinating about it, is that it really is just such a cool story.
Yeah.
You know, and a really good way to highlight a great career, really, that she had.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating. Yeah, I'm going to take a break with me, Lacy.
Okay.
We're going to come back. We'll hang out with more Lacy McDonald right after this.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Noticed. 10:22. Back with Lacy. So, I really like this article you did.
Thank you.
I just honestly, I really think this has been such a really good way to tell the story of Cordelia Jones. And now, do you have her portray how does the Vintage Voices rotation work?
Oh, okay. So she was just in 2020.
Oh, okay. So you pick new people.
Pick new people every year. Every once in a while, this is the 24th year. So every once in a while, someone is used again. Like Lucas Pfeifenberger had been portrayed years and years and years ago. And then for the 20th anniversary, I think, we had him and Lucy Haskell, who had also been portrayed, do a little bit of a welcome. So they were portrayed again, but it was a different script. It was a different story.
It was a different experience.
It was a different experience. And same, there have been a couple people where it's they told their own story, but then they told the story of the Lovejoy Monument. So if they were involved in something else, then sometimes we bring them back. But for the most part, it's always different.
I just got to tell you this.
Okay.
Just because, I squirrel moment. My leg still hurts. I had the worst I know that the people above us in the condo almost called the police because I woke up in excruciating. I watched my calf do a big ball. And for 4 days now, I just feel it throbbing off and on. I feel it's maybe a heart attack's coming or something. I don't know. Something's got to break loose. So I wanted just to get that off in the air in case people are I wonder what happened to him. Yeah, well.
That's awful. Well, I was really worried after my surgery about, what is it where you get a blood clot and it goes to your heart and kills you? Anyway, apparently it's not, unless your leg is so tender that you can't touch it, it's okay. Because I would, my lower leg would get red and I would freak out.
Yeah, I'm pushing on it.
Yeah. I think that you're going to be fine. I don't think you're going to, from my vast medical knowledge.
I had OSF on you. I could have asked them, but I didn't want to put them on the spot and make them worried.
Yeah.
When I was nervous, because what happens with you got to go now. Then I got a show to still do.
Right.
And do I call you and say, Lacy, I need you to just kind of step up and step in real quick.
I guess I could just run back and forth.
I need you for an hour.
It's a Lacy monologue today.
How did you get introduced to Cordelia Jones?
Yeah. Okay. So there were two people that were important in the story of me finding out about her. One is Dr. Shirley Portwood, because through her work on the Alton school case, I've mentioned her before. She's an amazing historian. She was a professor. She's now emeritus at SIUE. And we've had her at the library for events several times, like for talks and stuff. But she did a ton of research about the school segregation case and mentioned Cordelia Jones in that work. And then in 2020, Mary Rose, who's a librarian at the Madison County Historical Society Archival Library, had an article about Cordelia specifically that kind of inspired her choice for Vintage Voices. And then we did a bunch of research. And so that's those two places, those two people doing that research are what introduced me to Cordelia. And like now when I see her name, it's like, oh, here's a new cool thing about Cordelia Jones.
I just think it's so cool because not a lot of communities do the Vintage Voices thing. And I don't know if it's because they can't, because there's so many important people throughout history and local history, but it's really interesting just to see the impact that, the Metro East truly, the people, especially in our area in Alton and all of that, and the RiverBend had on not only just the town, but also the entire region. It's kind of really interesting.
Yeah. And I think it's really nice too, because a lot of people get lost, not even just, you don't know their stories, but like Cordelia does not have a gravestone.
Really?
Yeah. I think her brother does. And then maybe there's one other one in that plot. We know where she's buried, but she doesn't have a gravestone. And so even that, like, if we didn't have Dr. Portwood's work, if we didn't have Mary's work, if we didn't have articles like this, Vintage Voices, like, she would be lost forever. And there were some really fantastic, just like letters to the editor kind of thing that people wrote in talking about the memories of her. Like, she apparently had a gold tooth with a diamond in it, and it said she was always smiling and you could always see the diamond winking and, all this stuff. And she just seemed like such an interesting person. And I hate for her to be lost. And so I'm glad that I can, help bring her story up again.
Absolutely. And, really just a great piece. So thanks for bringing that in. I've been back to drinking 120 ounces of water. That's what a man should be drinking, 124.
Good. I thought you were going to say caffeine.
No, oh man, could you imagine how wired I'd be wired for sound. Only reason I asked that is that, look, did you steal your son's water bottle today?
I did, yeah.
I just looked over and I saw him, like, okay.
Doesn't like this one anymore, so I didn't really steal it. We're like 2 water bottles past this. A fun thing about kids is they get tired of their water bottle and they want a new one.
That's good to know.
I just
take
the old ones.
$1 million business idea.
What?
We could make those caps interchangeable, like where you just put a new plastic little piece on there, so it's a blue one now.
Oh. And so
customizable tops.
The one that he wants right now that I haven't committed to because it's $30 and I'm not really interested in getting another new water bottle. It comes with 3 different tops, so you can change them out.
Someone beat me to the punch.
Yeah, sorry.
You're not the first person that said they're overloaded on water bottles to me.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like that's a common thing.
I think
more common than not.
You don't know what's going to work until you try it, and you can't return a water bottle after you've used it and written.
I don't know. I feel like in today's, if you raise a big enough stink at some of these places, you could get your $30 back.
Yeah, but I don't like to do that.
That's true.
I will complain if complaining is warranted.
Yeah.
But I am very careful not to, especially because most of the time, the people that that are having to deal with you are not the problem.
Yeah.
So
they're just there to take the brunt of it.
Yeah.
Well, see, I never complain locally. I always do that when I'm out of town. So that way. It's true.
That's probably good, CJ, because you're too well known to be complaining around town.
For all the wrong reasons. 1029, Lacy, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll talk with Lacy again next Wednesday. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and talk all things Christy. I do get paid to. It's because I didn't sleep very much last night. We're going to talk all things Christian karate. They have a grand opening. Classes start August the 18th. The invite to the public for the open house this Saturday, August the 16th, 1 to 3 p.m. We'll get all of the details on where they are and how we can be a part of all the fun. 1029, back more Daily Show right after this.